Welcome to Space News Brief. You can find us on Twitter at Space News Brief or online at bluehelmco.com. It was Alan Shepard that said, quote, "When I first looked back at Earth standing on the moon, I cried," unquote. Today is October 26th, and these are your top space news headlines. Small launch vehicle developer ABL Space Systems announced October 22nd that it has started a series of static fire tests of the upper stage of its vehicle, putting the company back on track for a first launch in 2021. The company said it performed integrated stage testing of the upper stage of its RS-1 vehicle at Edwards Air Force Base in California. That test includes fueling of the stage, refining startup sequences, and firing its single E2 engine. The company expects to ship the first flight version of the RS-1 first stage from its El Segundo, California headquarters to Vandenberg Air Force Base by the end of the year for a launch attempt in the first quarter of 2021. The UK Space Agency announced October 22nd that it had backed a proposal by Lockheed Martin to shift its planned UK Pathfinder launch mission from Space Hub Sutherland in northern Scotland to Shetland Space Centre on the island of Unst in the Shetland Islands. 2 years after acquiring mobile satellite service provider Thuraya Telecommunications, Emirati fleet operator Yahsat has prepared to begin updating its L-band fleet. In August, Yahsat announced a contract with Airbus Defence and Space for Thuraya 4 NGS. That includes an option for a second identical satellite, the Thuraya 5 NGS. Yahsat plans to spend approximately $500 million to build and launch Thuraya 4 NGS to provide voice and data connectivity over the Middle East, Africa, Europe, and Central Asia, refresh Thuraya's ground network, and update its suite of mobile communications products. An international consortium plans to launch a hyperspectral camera built by South Africa's Dragonfly Aerospace on a nano-avionics rideshare mission scheduled to launch on a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket in 2021. 2 young Chinese rockets have secured deals with the local government for the establishment of major vehicle research and production facilities in China. You can find out more about the details of that story by clicking on the show note link in Story 5. Axiom Space hopes to soon finalize its first commercial mission to the International Space Station, scheduled for late 2021, as it continues development of a commercial module for the station. That mission is expected to feature 3 customers, along with 1 Axiom astronaut, Michael Lopez-Alegria, a former NASA astronaut. Now, Axiom has not disclosed who the customers are, although there has been widespread speculation that they will include the actor Tom Cruise. NASA previously confirmed it had been in discussions with Cruise about shooting a movie on the station. NASA's OSIRIS-REx spacecraft collected so much material from the surface of asteroid Bennu that the lid of its sampling head is jammed open, causing material to leak out and changing the agency's plan for the mission. At a media briefing called by NASA on short notice October 23rd, 3 days after the spacecraft touched down on the asteroid, officials said that images taken of the head of the sampling device called the Touch-and-Go Sample Acquisition Mechanism, or TAGSAM, showed material leaking out of the container from a gap in the mylar diaphragm that is supposed to seal the bottom of the head. SNB is brought to you by, statistically speaking, about 49% of you might wear bras. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I even know what I'm talking about when it comes to them. However, our new sponsor, Hope's Chest, does. Since 2009, they've specialized in helping breast cancer survivors and those who've had reconstructive surgery, breast augmentation, and reductions. They also help those that are well endowed, itty-bitty, athletes, moms-to-be, and those who have suffered from fibromyalgia. So if you have a problem trying to find the right fitting bra, head over to hopeschest.com for a unique bra fitting experience. They're going to help you find the perfect fitting bra for you. Once again, head over to hopeschest.com or give them a call at 714-797-9996. Law and policy and other events in space. President Trump signed the PROSWIFT space weather bill into law October 21st. And if you want to read all the pros and cons about the space weather bill, click the link in the show notes. Intelsat rejected a $1.8 billion claim filed by SES regarding the breakup of the C-band alliance, arguing instead that SES's action cost Intelsat more than $1.6 billion in potential C-band clearing payments. SES filed the claim in July in U.S. bankruptcy court for the Eastern District of Virginia, where Intelsat filed a Chapter 11 bankruptcy in May. SES argued that Intelsat violated the agreement among the members of the C-band alliance in February, when it lobbied the Federal Communications Commission for a larger share of the payments it's offering to satellite operators for clearing a portion of C-band spectrum for terrestrial 5G services. I guess we'll see how that one plays out. The Space Development Agency in recent months acquired 28 satellites that it plans to launch in 2022. It is now preparing for its next big procurement of 150 satellites to be launched in late 2024. Tranche 1 is envisioned to have approximately 100 to 100 space vehicles developed and manufactured by multiple vendors and to be launched in the late fiscal year of 2024, says the SDA request. Tomorrow, October 27th, Tuesday, the first Italian Space Agency workshop on astrobiology is being held. The link is in the show notes. Wednesday, October 28th is our next launch. A Rocket Lab Electron rocket is scheduled to launch from New Zealand. In the fun section, I have two items. The first one is entitled Space, the Next Great Market Opportunity. That is an article about, obviously, business in space. And secondly, I have a link in the show notes that will take you directly to NASA's website where you can sign up to be an intern. You heard me, right? An intern at NASA. How rad would that be? Some people might like it, so head on over, check it out. Yeah, so I apologize. I have not been here since last Wednesday. Just things going on. And in addition, today, if you live in Southern California, which is where I live, and you're in Irvine, they are evacuating because we have a fire above us. So please be safe. Keep the news on. Keep a watchful eye out. I ask that you guys please subscribe, rate, and review. Click on the notification bell on YouTube, or just click follow or subscribe wherever you are consuming this podcast in whatever platform you're using. I appreciate your help. Tell somebody about it. Tell a neighbor, a friend, anybody that might be interested in technology or breaking news or, futures. So we will be back here tomorrow with a new Space News Brief. Drink your water. Maybe fill up a glass of water and pour it on your lawn if you're out in Irvine. And yes, I'm Chad Scarborough. We will talk to you tomorrow. SNB is a space news aggregate that takes all the top space news headlines on the internet and presents them in a less than 10-minute podcast. In order to have complete transparency, every story talked about on this podcast is listed in the show notes. We do not take credit for writing any of these stories.